Hey guys, so I wanted to talk to you today about the actor Brendan Sklerner. I should have looked up how to say his name. He was the guy who played the love interest, the old boyfriend, the one who's not abusive in the ends with us. And so when Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, when that thing first started, he put in his Instagram stories, "For the love of God, read this." All caps, heart emoji, and then he tagged Blake Lively. That is support, right? That is a public display of support. He didn't have to do that. He could have quietly talked to people and been like, "Hey, I just heard what's going on. You okay?" He made a decision to publicly support her, to publicly push that story to his followers, saying, "For the love of God, please read this." He tagged her, put a little heart emoji, right? So now that it looks way more complicated and convoluted, and you're not really sure, they both look really cringy, but she doesn't look good at all. I mean, I don't have a declarative decision on it. It does seem like it didn't happen. It does seem like she and Ryan are the guilty party, but that's what it seems like, you know. So stuff is still coming out, but that's really what it seems like. And so now when he was asked on the red carpet, "How are you gonna support Blake?" He was like, "Well, I just it's a tough situation." You know what I'm saying? He the thing with me is keep the same energy, right? Nobody told you to post that story on your Instagram. Nobody told you to tag her. Nobody told you to push that to your followers, unless maybe she did or Ryan did. Maybe you did that, and but then that is even more skeevy, right? Like if you were told by them in a way like, "Hey, you got to do this," like kind of pushed to do this, and then now that new evidence is coming out and it seems it's not as clear cut as it seemed, and your response is, I don't know, and you're just hiding behind these fake platitudes. Like, I think it was a paparazzi asked him, like, "What do you think of the It Ends With Us drama?" And he was like, "Lead with love and compassion." Shut up. Shut up. It's just the fakeness, the phoniness. Like, I is the public like still into that? Like, I would love for an actor to be like, "Hey, listen, I don't agree with assault or harassment on any level. It Ends With Us was supposed to be about domestic violence. That's what it should have always been. It should have always highlighted survivors and just getting resources out there, encouraging people to look for help to, get themselves out of a situation. It strayed from that. This case, it looks very complex. It both look bad, if we're being honest. Both look cringy. So I feel like it's taken over. He did kind of say that. He's like, "I want people to remember what the movie was about," and that's fair, But again, like and you could tell during certain press events that or it appeared that he was sick of Blake's BS. Because she was like, and the florals, and like my Betty Boos, even though I don't drink, and my hair care products. And he's like, "This is not great, you know? But I'm a big fan of just keep the same energy, right? And if you're going to backpedal, do it with a little pizzazz, or do it with a backbone. Like, I don't know. It makes him look like I haven't been crazy about him. He's a decent enough looking guy, but he just doesn't seem to have like a lot of charisma or stage presence. And he seems kind of bland. And I think you get that from having a lack of genuineness and a lack of knowing who you are. He's only a year younger than me. Or actually, he and I were the same age, 1990. Same age. Um, my birth, our birthdays just haven't happened yet, duh. We're the same age. But it's, yeah, it's just like a lack of, it just comes off like, nothings, nothings. Keep the same energy. Keep the same energy. If you're going to be so public with your support, keep that same energy. And you've seen that with so many people. Him, I don't think Jenny Slate has kept that same energy. Everybody has distanced themselves. And it shows you like how skeevy, how much they manipulate, how much Hollywood manipulates, and how like see-through everything is. That it's like, yes, I'm with you, I got you. And then the moment that it's looked to even slightly below the surface, it's like, oh no, this looks kind of weird. Publicly say that. Publicly say it. Like, I want to believe and support all women. In this case, it just looks like they both acted very inappropriately, and I'm not sure which way it's gonna go, but they both come off as really cringe, and I don't know. And she does seem more, her and Ryan seem more like the perpetrators. I don't know. I'm with you guys. I'm with the public. I'm like, I'm trying to figure this out too. I don't know. Say that. So that's just a little something. And then it's funny, like he must have a publicist too, because when I typed in his name and support Blake Lively or Blake Lively, those stories don't come up right away. It's, again, it might just be like what's recent, but it was like the fact that someone called him the Walmart version of Glen Powell. Glen Powell is also like, he's fine looking, but to me, he doesn't have like a lot of charisma or stage presence. So it's like having to choose, to quote South Park, between a turd and a douche, even though that might be a little too extreme for them. It's like trying to decide between like a scrap of paper and a leaf. Like, what are we talking about here? Okay, what are we talking about here, How far has Hollywood fallen? We used to have, really like talented, good-looking, just people with presence, with charisma. Even we had people who weren't like good looking, like, you know what I'm saying, like, I know that sounds really rough, but like, just not stereotypically handsome, or yeah, maybe some people just weren't as attractive as somebody else, but they had stage presence, they had charisma, they could act their butts off. I don't know, it just reminded me, it's like, how far we've fallen, right? How far we've fallen. But okay, guys, that's the one video. I want to get into Khaleesi Lively of the Sisterhood of Pants. Okay, but I will talk to you guys. Bye.